third graders. A big part of third grade is writing. We'll write about our reading, we'll write parts of math, and we're gonna do a lot of writing in writing. So yesterday, I asked you to tell me what you think a writer looks like. Because it's important to, one, see that you are a writer. Because if you don't think you're a writer, it's gonna be really hard to write, okay? So the rest of the week, we're gonna work on writing prompts because I need to see how you write. Now, obviously, normally I'd have you do this in paper and pencil and turn it in that way. But because we're distance learning, you're gonna do it by typing on your iPad. But each day you'll have a different writing prompt. But before I have you do that, I want you to know what a writing prompt is. So a writing prompt is something that asks you to write about a specific thing. So it might ask you a specific question. It might ask you to explain your thinking about a specific topic. It will ask you to be a certain length. Now normally as third graders, in the beginning of the year, I say 3 to 5 sentences. Now we need to make sure those are complete sentences like we learned about yesterday and last week. So I'm gonna do an example for you so that you have an idea of what you're doing. So my writing prompt, this is my question. It says, what is your favorite movie? Why? So when it asks why, that's me asking it to explain my thinking. So I have my marker, because I'm doing it on a dry erase board. You'll use your fingers to type. And so the question is, what is your favorite movie? So I'm going to turn that into a sentence. I'm going to start with a capital letter and say my favorite movie is. So this way I'm explaining and answering this question. So my favorite movie is The Princess and the Frog. Now, that's a title of something, so I'm going to underline it. And I made a mistake, so I'm going to erase my lowercase t here and make it a capital T. Because with names, we have capitals. Now, I didn't capitalize the and because that doesn't need to be capitalized in this case. But when you're saying a name of something, so a title is a name, you have to use a capital letter to start it. And I underlined it because it's a title. So that's my first sentence. My first sentence answered this question. But my other two that I'm going to use are going to answer the why. So I'm going to start with I like this movie because it is funny. I find the little fireflies in the movie to be super hilarious. So that's my second sentence. I started with a capital and I ended it with punctuation. You got to make sure your sentences have punctuation. Otherwise, I won't know that you have 3 to 5 sentences. It could just be one long chunk. That's not how third graders write. So we got to make sure we have our punctuation and our capital letters. Now I didn't go all the way to the end, so I'm going to start my third sentence right here. I'm going to say it is a movie with great characters. Now, I could be done. I have my 3 to 5 sentences, but I only have 3, so I can technically add more. And if you're like, I just want to keep writing about this prompt, you can go past 5. But to keep our mini lesson in a reasonable time, I'm going to leave it at this. So with a writing prompt, it asked something specific, and then I explained my thinking. I used capital letters where they were supposed to be. I put punctuation where it needed to be, and this is a writing prompt. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to have a different writing prompt so that I can see how you write, okay? Because without me knowing where you are as a writer, it's hard for me to know what pieces we need to work on. If we're all struggling with punctuation, I'll take some time to work on punctuation. But if you all know how to start a sentence with a capital letter, punctuation, and you're ready to go, we can keep on moving. But I don't want to move us too fast until I know where you're at. So It's something that asks you something specific. You're gonna write about it. I want you to use the typing tool, so that label tool. It's a big capital T, and make sure you explain your thinking. I don't know why it's your favorite movie. I need to know that why. Okay? So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday writing prompts. Show me where you're at as a writer.